In this video, we'll discuss preventing burnout, how to overcome your anxiety without getting tied down by the idea of perfection. Setting real expectations. So, you've understood the origins of your anxiety and you're working on your goals. You're also in the process of working on any obsessions and stuck points you might have to come across in the way. The ideal scenario is that you enjoy your progress and learn from any lessons and setbacks. You take everything in stride and don't get too influenced by it. But sometimes, this can be easier said than done, especially for a person dealing with anxiety. Sometimes, their anxiety-driven expectations can get in the way. This chapter will show you how to focus on the bigger picture. It will show you how to move past any unhelpful standards of perfectionism and be your only competitor because you don't need to compete with anyone but yourself. Being a little better than yesterday, every day, will get you where you want to be without the stress. Worksheet 21, Expectation Tracker. Take the below quiz choosing between often, sometimes, and never. 1. How often are you bothered by fears of not measuring up? 2. How often are you bothered by what others will think? 3. How often do you compare yourself with others? 4. How often do you become frustrated with the pace of your success? Choose the most applicable answer for the below questions. 5. What's your reaction when your friends or colleagues perform better than you? You don't panic. Take it as a healthy competition and work harder. You start comparing and get anxious with the notion of not being good enough. You feel miserable and like a failure. You're also anxious for long. On what basis do you set or measure goals and success? On personal beliefs and interests? On borrowed, societal, or others' definitions? 7. Do you jump from one unfinished project to another unfinished project when you are anxious or in self-doubt? Yes, I cannot concentrate and so try different things. Sometimes. No, I try and work on one thing at a time. Yes, I have plenty of unfinished projects. Reflect on the answers. They can tell you if your idea of achievement is yours to chase, if it is causing your anxiety, and if you need to alter the course of what you believe is your destination. Perfectionism and borrowed expectations. Setting expectations while chasing goals is a great way to ensure you complete everything that you've set forth for yourself. But if those expectations aren't stemming from your needs and are, on the contrary, based on what others believe is right, then you're more likely to be living someone else's life. The dreams aren't yours and the pursuit, although committed by you, may feel disconnected in some way. Finally, the success, if you manage the conviction to get there, won't be rewarding enough. Leaving no room to pause. Falter 2. As a result, you may end up feeling that you haven't done enough, aren't good enough. You're likely to work harder, chase farther, with no room to pause. Falter 2. You'll always want to feel more because everything that you feel in your pursuit of living others' dreams may not mean as much to you. Unrealistic and borrowed expectations is considered a risk factor for developing anxiety problems. Not every anxious person lives on perfectionism and borrowed dreams, but if you do, then this chapter is for you. Avoiding comparisons. A common obstacle while making personal and transformative changes is social comparison. You cannot compare yourself to others when it comes to creating an agenda that works for you. Well, you can, but it won't be helpful. A schedule that feels convenient and right for someone else might not be right for you. Worksheet 22. Becoming the change you want to see. Take time to reflect on your ideals, things that you connect with and things that you want to invite into your life. How close is it from your current reality? If it is in alignment, then you can skip this step. But if what you envisioned is a stark contrast to what you're living, then it's time to change the trajectory of your pursuit. It's time to align it to things that resonate with you. Because when you walk this new path that you're about to create, you'll discover your purpose. And what better way than to live your life with purpose? Change everything if you have to, but change them one thing at a time. Changes in how you feel are going to come from making a mixture of external changes, such as changes in how you spend your time, and internal changes, such as what you think and believe. Reflect on your narrative. What part of it do you need to change? What do you need to do to act out the change? Make a list of steps to get there. Start working on them, one step at a time. Fear of feedback. At large, feedback endorses progress. Used constructively, it can help people improve. However, that might not necessarily be the case all the time or for all people, especially anxious people. Anxious people mostly avoid it because of the additional layer of expectation and criticism it can put on them. Most anxious people already feel stifled by all their compulsions, obsessions, expectations, perfectionism. Another layer might not help. Here's how you can manage feedback and use it constructively. Worksheet 23, Overcoming Feedback Fears. Think of a situation in your life that you know will benefit from feedback, but you're avoiding it. Ask yourself, why am I avoiding this feedback when I know it might be helpful? How likely does it feel that I'm going to get very negative feedback? How close is it to the truth? Okay, you now know that already. Now ask yourself, how will I benefit from this feedback? What's the worst that can happen? Does it measure up to the possible benefits? Do I need assistance to cope with any resulting emotions? For instance, you might want to talk to a friend. Finally, if the feedback is going to be beneficial, prepare to receive it. Think of one specific instance in the past when feedback, negative feedback because that's what you mostly fear, was very helpful to you. Factor any chances of bias or hostile feedback. Recognize their signs and know when to not take them seriously. Invite the experience knowing that you've got yourself covered, whatever may be the outcome. Reward yourself. You've made great progress. After you've worked on a task you've been avoiding, allow yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labor by taking time to appreciate yourself, doing something you like to do. Choose rewards that can help you progress from where you are. Rewarding yourself with a supersized portion of fries while on a weight loss journey won't help. Instead, pick up something that you always wanted to wear, only in one size lesser. Not only will this motivate you to reach the next milestone, but you'll also know that you have a nice little reward waiting for you when you get there.